Hi, welcome back to the Falcon restoration project that I've got going on here. Haven't been putting out a lot of content lately. Life's been getting in the way, a lot of things going on around here. Haven't had the time to really work on this as much as I'd like. I have a lot of things going on, but we recently had a hurricane here in Georgia, and kind of gave me a little time to do some more work. And in the last episode I promised we were going to do something with this trunk, so I want to show you where I'm at with it. I didn't record the process of where I'm at this time because we've done this before as far as fixing the floor inside the car, and I don't know that you need to see that over and over again. So I'm just going to show you where we're at, and we're going to get the fuel tank put back in, and I'm going to kind of clean things up a little bit. So let's show you where we are. Okay, now I apologize for the lighting here. I'm doing the best I can with what I have, but this whole section over here was completely rotted out, nothing but Swiss cheese. This section here was kind of missing. This was very little left. This section here, again, this was all Swiss cheese, just perforated rust. This channel here was pretty much gone. Over here we had some rust going on, this section here. And again, what we did is we took our wire wheel on an angle grinder, we cleaned up the rust the best we could. We treated it with an acid wash. Protectant stuff could adhere well and absorb into the metal and prevent the rust from continuing. Then I coated it with fiberglass, put down a good couple layers to make this solid, and so that nothing's going to fall out. And then we put another coating of that encapsulator on there to just kind of seal everything up and make it solid. So what I'm going to do now is put the fuel tank back in, and then we're just going to go ahead and just give this a little spritz of white paint, just to so it's not so dark in here. I'd like to see what's in my trunk. I will be putting the trunk mat back down. It is in rough shape. Eventually we will be replacing it, but kind of giving you a heads up where we're at and what my plan is for now. So let's get that going. Let's go ahead and we're going to put this fuel tank back in, and then we're going to put a coating of paint on here just to brighten this up and make it look a little nicer. Eventually we'll be taking care of the rest of the rust in here, but right now I kind of need this car. We're down to two. My extra car is left with my editor. She's taken a job elsewhere and has moved out, so I don't have it here anymore, and I need to have this backup car up and running because there's times I'm going to need it. And I've been spending a lot of time driving it anyways. I really enjoy driving this car. So let's go ahead and get this fuel tank in. Now, one of the things I'm concerned about, we're going to find out if it's going to be an issue or not, is the sending unit for the fuel tank. It gets its ground from the fuel tank mounting to this metal. And I'm hoping that when I put the mounting screws back in, that those will make a good enough contact for that sending unit to work. If not, I'm probably going to have to get some bare metal cleaned up here and run a wire or something. I'm not sure yet, but hopefully we won't have to worry about that. But let's go ahead and get the screws put in. Well, some of the holes obviously were covered up with the fiberglass, so we're just going to cut new ones. Not a big deal. These are just self-tapping screws, so Really not that, shouldn't be that bad. Worst case scenario, I'll have to drill a pilot hole, but we'll see. Normally I would not recommend tightening the screws down right away without getting them all started, but fortunately all the holes are lining up just fine, so I'm not too concerned about it. And of course, if you have any questions or comment, I will respond to them when I can. Right now, from the hurricane, I don't even have internet here at the house, so we should be getting it back sooner than later, but in the interim, I'm not even sure when this video is going to be edited and put out there. It could be a while, so. Cup there is just so when I paint I don't get a bunch of stuff inside the fuel tank. So I had rebuilt with a bunch of layers of fiberglass here. It's gonna get just gonna get the hole started for this bolt. Rag here, gotta get most of the dust and debris out of the way. Again, this is inside the trunk, so not super critical. That whole, well, I'm going to be pretty much the only one seeing it, but I'd like to try to do it somewhat right. And if you're wondering, there is a hole I drilled in here. The wire for the sending unit's going to go through there. I'll show you that in a minute. This is just regular Rust-Oleum white paint. Is it going to match? I doubt it. Do I care? Not really, because eventually this will all be, once we do the rest of the body work and clean up all this and paint the rest of the car and fix this stuff, we're probably going to go ahead and get a coat of paint in here from then. But for now, again, I just want to brighten it up in here because with all this black, just too dark. I like to see what's in my trunk, and this vehicle did not come with the light for the trunk, so take a little break here from the fumes. After we painted it, just like I said, to brighten it up in here a little bit and just make it so it's not so dark. I've got the filler neck and everything put back on, as you can see here. I did put some fuel in it and the fuel gauge is working, so apparently my screws are grounding it, and that's where that wire goes through the floor of the trunk there for the fuel gauge. But we're going to go ahead and put the mat back in and show you that. Alright, so here we are. We got the original spare tire put back in, jack. and that's the original trunk mat. Obviously it's seen better days. It's pretty well shot, brittle, falling apart, but like I said, at least now we have a floor in there that we can put stuff in there, not worry about it falling out. Don't have to worry about a bunch of water and stuff coming up in here. We still got a lot of work to do. Obviously all this has got to get done. All up this up here, I got the seal out of it right now because, well, it's not doing much anyways, but got a new seal for it. We just need to repair all this metal work and get that taken care of, and that'll be part of the body work that we'll be moving forward with later. I just wanted to show this to some of the younger viewers out there. Guys like me, we grew up with stuff like this, and you're never going to see it ever again. And if you haven't had a car from the 70s or before, you never had one of these. This is called a bumper jack. Now, these things are notoriously dangerous. Typically what would happen is they jack it up, the car would roll, and this thing would just fall over. And if you went too high with it, then it was really unstable. I put it on here because this side of the bumper was sitting down a little bit, so I thought, well, let's use the jack and see if we can't get it to pull back up where it belongs. But it's a pretty simple contraption. You just ratchet it, push it down, and it picks the car up so you can change the tire. And if you're on a flat surface and your wheels can't turn, it's relatively safe. But if you're on any type of a hill or an incline and this thing can move, it's dangerous. There's a little lever right here that we just push down, and that changes the direction of the jack. So now we just push down on it, it'll unlatch, and it'll come down, and you repeat. Again, this is old technology that was used for quite some time, definitely throughout the 60s and 70s. I don't know the whole history of it, but again, this is more just for some of the younger guys out there that haven't seen this type of stuff. This is the way things used to be. Obviously, modern cars just don't have the bumpers that can handle it because they're plastic and they're not really mounted to much. They're not designed to hold the weight of the car like these older ones are. Back in the, I want to say early 70s, they came out with protocol from the government that so the bumpers had to be a 5-mile-an-hour impact resistant, and that's when you see these great big pieces of rubber and stuff start coming off the bumpers and what have you. But anyways, again, I just wanted to show it to you because some people have never seen it before, and now you got to see one in action. Well, that's gonna do it for this video. It's a short one, I know, but again, I need this car running right now because my backup's gone, and this is now my backup car. And honestly, between my vacation and now this hurricane and my daughter moving out, I've had a lot of expenses lately, and well, I just don't have the money right now to be doing a lot more work. So once we get our finances squared up again, we can start tearing back into this and start dealing with the body work and getting all that done. But in the interim, you know, she's a fun car to drive, rides super nice, and I'm really happy with it. I'm enjoying my project. I've got a trunk again, so now I can start putting some stuff in there and utilize it without worrying about it. I'm happy about that, and you know, we're gonna get there. It's just a step-by-step process. So I'm enjoying my projects. I hope you are enjoying your projects, and until next time, keep safe.